Monday, 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 it's Monday. I won't do that again, I promise. I just got back from getting my eyes examined, and if you cannot tell, they dilated my pupils, and I cannot stand bright lights. So the rest of my video, because I have to be able to see and not get a killer headache, I have these on. So, sorry, it's kind of like a superhero mask if I didn't have my glasses. But then I can't see putting my glasses on. So, enjoy this face in the entire video. Tyler, I have finished Fight Club, and I'm going to try to send it to you this week sometime if I can manage to get to the post office. The majority of this video is going to be about Breaking Dawn, but I'm not going to have any spoilers. I have to get this off my mind, and I have to tell people how I feel about this, okay? The whole idea is that there are people out there who are reading a book series, and then they're reading fan fiction about that book series, and then a new book in that series comes out, and then they compare the new book to the fan fiction. For me, this all began with Harry Potter. I started reading Harry Potter fanfiction prior to the release of Order of the Phoenix, and I read so much fanfiction. I know I talked about this, but my life was fanfiction. All I did was read fanfiction about what things that would happen and all this crap. And so then I go and I get Order of the Phoenix, and I couldn't stand it because all the fanfiction I had read was better, or there were ideas in Order of the Phoenix that I had read in fanfiction, and I just didn't like it. So I kept wondering why don't I like this book? It's J.K. Rowling. I love J.K. Rowling. I love all the other books. Why don't I like this book? And then I realized it was because I read fanfiction prior to it. So after that epiphany, I cut all fanfiction from my life. Then after that, the new books came out. I read them and I loved them. I absolutely loved Half-Blood Prince and Deathly Hallows. I had no problem with them. I didn't think they sounded fanfiction-y, but then I went onto websites and people were like, "Oh my gosh, J.K. Rowling is writing it's such a fanfiction writer. I can't believe she had all these ideas. This is ridiculous." Deathly Hallows was just big, huge fanfic. I couldn't disagree any more with those people than it was not a fanfiction. It didn't even sound remotely like fanfiction that I had read before. But it's because I had separated myself from the fanfiction, so I would look at the book as what it is, a book in a series that was written by J.K. Rowling. Okay? Here I am again, a year after Deathly Hallows with Breaking Dawn from Stephanie Meyer, and the same thing is happening, and it's making me so angry. So angry. You can't see how angry my eyes are because my pupils are huge. But I'm angry about it. So basically, I read Breaking Dawn, and as soon as I was done, I didn't know anybody else who had finished. Melissa was a couple hundred pages behind me because she slept a lot longer than I did, and so I went to the Ning, thinking that there were people in Ning who had finished the book. And I get on there, and yes, a lot of people liked it, but a lot of people kept saying how it was like a fan fiction, and how she took all these ideas that they thought would be in a fan fiction. And I wanted to slap them, virtually slap them in the face, because how could you compare Breaking Dawn with a fan fiction? They're not comparable. You just can't do it. If you really just stop and think about it, there were so many people out there who write fan fiction that they're bound to get the same ideas that Stephanie Meyer had. I'm sure she just didn't write the book and thinking, "Oh, I'm going to steal all these ideas from fan fiction and I'm going to make it sound like I didn't know what the heck I was doing, or I didn't have any of this planned the entire time." If you read that book, you can tell she planned a lot of that stuff ahead of time. I was reading that and I was like, no wonder she did that in Twilight. She needed it for now, for Breaking Dawn, to have it be the way it needs to be. I absolutely loved Breaking Dawn. I thought it was a perfect ending to the series. I thought it was just beautiful. I mean, it was a little anticlimactic at the end, but whatever. I'm glad that they didn't have to do what they had to do. And I'm just so glad that Stephanie Meyer did that, because I didn't like New Moon to begin with. I only read it once, and then when I went to reread the series, I reread Twilight and Eclipse, and I didn't like Eclipse when I reread it. I just think because I read it after New Moon that I liked it because it wasn't New Moon. But anyway, I absolutely loved Breaking Dawn. I thought it was perfect. It was completely different from the other books. I mean, seriously, Stephanie Meyer could have just written Breaking Dawn and then it would have been fine by itself. It was such a standalone novel that it surpassed my expectations of what she was going to write. I read Breaking Dawn and you're done with it and you want to discuss it with me, because I would love to, because I've yet to have a good conversation about Breaking Dawn, go ahead. I have my Skype in the sidebar. If you don't have Skype, then it's the same for AIM, and then if you don't have AIM, then just leave me a comment and I'll give it to you, because I really would like to discuss it with you. Just let me know, add me, and let me know who you are, let you saw my video on Michigan for the win, and I will chat it up with you. for the longest time. That was my dog, just so you know. Okay, so here's the question catcher that I just made because I couldn't find my second replacement one, so this is my third question catcher for this. My question today is, other than us, obviously, who is your favorite collab channel on YouTube? Emily. Emily, that's you. That's all you get from me today. Tyler, I'll see you tomorrow.